You going?
We're ready?
Yeah, we're on, Bill.
Welcome to the Carroll County Commissioners meeting for the second time in November, and would invite you to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. With that, we'll move to the approval of minutes, regular meeting of November 3rd, and the executive meeting of November 14th.
Do we have a copy of the executive session?
Should have.
Have a copy of what?
The executive session.
Right here.
Oh, okay. I will make a motion that we approve the minutes as presented from the regular session November 3rd and the executive session on November 14th.
Okay. And I will second that motion and call for a vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. What did I give you?
Oh, that. That's all right.
Wait a minute, here it is, right here. And the next item is the approval of claims.
I'll make a motion that we approve the claims as presented.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
I want to first ask the auditor if the claim of Riverlink is among those.
I'd have to look. Just from the highway?
Yes.
I didn't see it
Here are
in
claims.
the claims, but
There's one that needs to be denied.
Well, the file that you sent, I could not open, so that's why it's on the agenda the way it is.
Okay, here it is.
And I sent it back to you. It shouldn't be because these are early claims. And specific claims. Big accounts.
Here's
Really?
I just forwarded what Keller had sent to me. This is Riverlink, and they,
I just have this, I couldn't get this open
okay.
for some reason, but no, it's
You
not
know,
on
I
there.
couldn't do either, the
Yeah.
first time I got
But
it.
I didn't get anything else, but it's
Okay,
not on there.
I want you to see this. Before you vote on the other claims, I think I would like for you to look at that motion number 3 on the motions. Do they have the motion? That list of 3 motions.
That's what I gave him.
Look at that motion number 3 on that list that I prepared for this morning. It relates to this claim.
Is that this one?
That is it. Number 3, is that,
Motion authorizing denial of claim of Riverlink,
yeah, okay, let me give you the
unpaid
background.
toll bill to highway.
Yeah. Hunter's here. They got a bill from Riverlink for crossing the Ohio River, okay?
Oh, I got a couple of those too.
Oh, I got them all the time.
Oh, so it's a scam.
I don't know whether it's a scam or not, but I give mine to Mike and then he calls and tells him that we got one for a FedEx truck.
Yeah.
There's some of them that, there's an issue with Indiana plates. And a lot of municipal plates will be the same as a regular truck plate that's on a trailer. And that, so you have to research it in that. But what they do is, say there's 5 people that this plate would pop up to, they just take the first one and automatically send it. So what Hunter probably should have done was reach out to them, taking a picture of the truck and the dump truck, and then sends it to them. And that, not necessarily that they're scams, it's probably not our truck.
Okay. Well, this didn't have any information on the truck.
They sent a picture, and it was the front end of a Dodge Durango, and the plate was on the front,
Okay,
the picture that we got.
okay, so I don't have that photo, Hunter, and that's why I prepared this motion, because I want the board to deny the claim so that we can, you know, there's a dispute resolution
Yeah.
thing you gotta send in. I want the board to do that before, so the other thing is, and I think we have until December the 6th on that, so I needed more information from Kelly on it, so.
I'll just send it over to you.
So my request, Mr. Chairman, is that the board adopt that motion there, make a motion to do that. And that way, if it happens to be in the stack, I don't suppose Kelly sent it in for payment, did she?
No,
Or?
she did not.
It's not in those stacks. It
Okay.
might be out there when
Okay,
she
so
brings
you-
her regular
You
truck.
either do it now or wait till after you approve the other claims.
We may as well, in my
Hunter
opinion,
pulled it out, so
may as
it's
well
not
do it.
there.
May as well do it now before we,
I would like that back if you got it. No, the claim itself, the book, did I take it back?
right here.
Thank you.
Okay. Then I guess I'll remove my motion to approve claims currently. I'll make a motion that we adopt the following resolution of denial of a claim that has been presented by River Lake.
Second. Now, this motion, though, only pertains to the River Lake, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So I'll second the motion and call for a vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion has passed. Now, we're ready to do claims.
Now, I'll make a motion that we approve all claims as presented.
Second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion is approved. And now we're ready for Highway Superintendent Hunter. Good morning.
Here for amendment of a contract for Lockmuller Group. They're the ones that put together everything for our community crossings and everything. So just here to get the amendment and signed for the contract for them.
Okay, I had that here just a minute ago.
Jessica from Lockmuller is actually here. If you have any questions or anything, she can answer.
Okay.
What amendments are included in this, if you would, please?
Jessica Clark, Lockmuller Group, offices at, 121 Jefferson and South Bennett Street, 500. I remember I was gonna say my own address. So this amendment will extend the current contract we have where we assist the highway in Carroll County with preparing the community crossing applications, the information to bid the projects for the paving, and then perform all the road rating to maintain eligibility for the community crossing program. It's the asset management program that gets submitted to LTAP. They accelerated their schedule this year. Typically, the community crossing for 2026 would have been applied for and due in January, but they upped the schedule to October. So we, instead of doing a new contract like we have typically done in the past, we were looking to amend the existing contract because we needed to perform the services yet this year and get the information submitted, which we did assist and get that done for the October application. And then the payment rating is due December 1st. So we're working to get that submitted. And then we also help out just as needed if there's questions or some GIS maps need to be prepared for the bid, or helping with the annual submittal of the MDH report. We help that out that'll be through 2026 as well.
Okay. So it's simply an amendment because of the accelerated schedule of
Yes.
getting everything
It's the same
submitted.
exact work that we've been doing annually.
Right.
We're looking to accelerate, being able to do it yet this year, and we had some funding that was left over on last year's contracts. We were able to just kind of, through that amendment, we basically didn't, we lowered the fee for 2026 because we're just gonna fulfill what was completed or available in 2025.
Okay. And Hunter, if you would, how much is the community crossing grant going to be
It's gonna be,
cut this year?
it cut us $500,000.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got $1 million, and hopefully it'll approximately do about 17, almost 18 miles of new pavement.
Okay.
Have you selected that pavement yet?
Yeah, yes. We had to select it, have it all turned in, because like she was saying, it sped up a little bit this year, so we had to have everything turned in earlier this year.
Well, I will make a motion that we accept and approve the amendment as presented from Lockmuller Group for the expedited and accelerated schedule.
Second. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye?
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just an FYI, 700 South that goes, I think it goes all the way from 75, well, probably a little further than that, but 700 South, probably 2.5 miles or 2 miles east of 75 is pretty rough. We might want to take a look at that one
Okay.
for next year.
Okay,
I mean, not 26, but
okay.
27.
I'll put it on notes and take a look at it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
How many copies do we need? Two? Is there a vote on that? Yeah. Did they vote? That 700 South, we had an issue quite a few years ago now of a farmer there destroyed all the drainage on that road. He piled, I don't know, he took his topsoil and piled it up into a dike right at the edge of the asphalt, or the blacktop. And we had to come through and remove it all. And
Which kept a lot of that water.
yeah,
standing on the
it
road.
really messed up the base of that road. We've been working on that now for probably 15, 18 years.
Oh my gosh.
Hello,
Hello.
we are ready for you, Kelly.
Okay. I'm here requesting a job description for part-time case manager. I don't need anything changed in the current job description other than the status of part-time. We will have funding cuts in 27, and I have an employee who wants to retire, and she'd like to work part-time. So we're proactively bracing for those cuts, and we would like to keep her on next year in the part-time position. And then we're gonna review whether we're gonna hire a full-time person after we get our 2026 grant award letter, which we'll get towards the end of July. We don't wanna go forward with hiring a full-time person until we know what our financial status will be for 27, because we do know those cuts are coming for the entire state.
Have you calculated what your cuts potentially might be?
We're hoping it'll be 20,000, but it could possibly be more than that. If it's 20,000, we can certainly make some cuts and still keep it full-time, but if it's going more, we're gonna consider holding off on hiring a full-time person until, we're in a better position.
Until you see. So the only change, I mean, we already had this job description, we're just renaming it as part-time, correct? Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept the part-time job description for community corrections as presented.
Second. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye?
Aye. Motion passed. I don't believe we have to sign anything or do anything. Thank you. We are down to edit, and you wanted to switch a couple things here.
Yeah, I wanted the 4-H exhibit board to talk about the restroom project before we talked about edit.
So we're your update today. Miriam was not able to make it, and the exhibit board's all at work, so you have myself and Gretchen here today. So I'm just gonna read what Miriam sent me as the update, since she's the attorney and knows the actual lingo and everything. So her and myself actually went to the Flora Town Board meeting just a couple nights after the last time we were here, and kind of presented basically the same kind of stuff that we had talked here, and they pretty much agreed that, yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a mess out there, and we do need to get it all squared away. So, excuse me, this is Miriam's recommendation, that the county identify the area that we would like to use for the 4-H activities, and Gretchen's kind of got that. I don't know if you want to put that up there to show what that actual entails building-wise.
All I can do, I don't know how to do that either.
Yeah, so that encompasses basically, inside the red is all the livestock buildings. Down at the bottom is the community building, the 4-H building, which also has our office in it. And then kind of cutting out the little T-ball diamonds, and then the area of the horse and pony arena, okay? So, so that area would need to be surveyed, and that the county and Flora enter into a 99-year lease for that property, and that the county would then relinquish with a quit claim to Flora, the parcel that includes, it's not really on that picture, but
It includes what?
it would include basically from here up is that section that you own. It's like half of that cattle barn up to part of the baseball diamonds that actually is owned by the county. So within this, she said through a quit claim, I understand you all understand that, that you would then give that back to the town of Flora, so they would then have the part of it that they would need to own. And then the lease, we would make sure to write in there that between the town and the county, that the county would control the property, acknowledge that the county has the ownership of the buildings, and that they would have the ability to build, maintain, and repair the buildings on the site. So that would be part of the lease then.
And the lease amount is how much per year? Is it like $1 a year?
Yeah, there's not been any dollar amount
Okay.
discussed really, so I think it's just more that in good faith, $1 a year kind of thing, yes.
And just based off of those terms that Miriam had put in the message to relay to you guys today, I believe when we had evaluated the contract that we initially said had expired back in 2006, it's outlined very much the same. So I would be half tempted to send that to Ted, which we might have sent it to you already, that last contract. If not, we can resend it, but then have him look at that and see how that would be any different than what this proposal would be moving forward.
Okay. So they were agreeable to
Yeah, they were.
us relinquishing, okay. As
Yeah,
far
they
as
were
this,
actually kind of shocked that you owned part of the baseball fields and
They're currently
everything.
doing construction.
Yeah,
It cleans it up.
very much so.
Agreed.
Clean it up.
Are we gonna split the surveying cost, or is that entirely on them or entirely on us?
That has not been discussed.
Okay,
So to me, that would, I cannot speak of that. I should probably keep my opinion to myself on that.
Okay.
So, but,
If the board wants to take a position on that, now's the time would be.
This would
to
be the
do that.
time,
So,
yeah.
I would say, suggest a split of the cost.
that's what I was
We're
thinking.
both benefiting.
Right.
Both parties are benefiting from this.
Mhm.
By clearing it up legally. And it's it's not all that complicated to clear it up. Once we get the survey, the documents would be pretty easy to prepare.
Can you send me what Miriam sent you?
I sure can. Yeah, I'll forward it right over to you.
Here's an email. Thank you.
Yeah, I know Miriam had plans of, she was gonna get with their attorney, and
Yeah.
then you both, to kind of get this, if you agree to it, to
Who
move
is
forward
Flora's
with this.
attorney?
You know, I could not tell you that,
Okay.
but we can get you
She
that.
told me, I got it
Yeah.
in an email.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the board wants to make a motion to authorize the attorneys to proceed with this and include how to handle the cost of the survey.
Okay. I agree with the half,
Okay, yeah.
splitting the cost of the survey.
Well, I will make a motion that we approve the attorneys moving forward with this and having it surveyed with the expense being split 50-50 between the town of Flora and Carroll County Commissioners.
I'll second that, and we'll call for a vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye?
Aye. Motion passed.
all right, thank you.
And I
guys
did,
very much.
I guess just as a coattail comment, I did speak with Darrell Yoder concerning the potential participation in the cost of the restroom build. And he said that he was gonna talk with the other two and see what they thought. I've not heard back from him,
Like
but.
as being a potential contractor, because I don't believe he's one of the individuals that we had received a bid from.
No. He's the town of Flora.
Town.
He's the president of the town of Flora
Oh, okay.
board. So they very well may be participating at some percentage in the cost of the build.
Okay.
That would be good.
Is that restroom open today, at other times, or just during the weeks of the county fair?
So usually what happens is after a certain amount of time, the all kind of that area that was shown on there is shut down and winterized. So,
We've already had that winterization happen, just as like the other facilities at the park. They came through when they were doing those other buildings, they had stopped and asked if they wanted to do ours. And we went ahead and had them do that at our own expense. But the building would be open at any time that there are events that are coordinated out there for those facilities. So if there was other opportunities to host some event outside of the county fair, those restrooms would be open.
Okay. As a general rule, in summertime, when there's picnics, all kind of stuff out there at the park, is that restroom open for that?
That one is not, no, because that's not considered part of the park's responsibilities and maintenance. So they have their own individual restrooms in
Okay.
other areas.
I know that some coordination could take place with the park superintendent having a key for that restroom if there are, baseball tournaments or softball tournaments or
like that.
open shows. I know that there's been discussion potentially about a rodeo in the horse arena. And, events like that will bring more people in, that the park superintendent would have access to, you know, as long as it's cleared through you folks.
Yeah,
in-
yeah, and
in
that's
that process.
going back to some of our first original conversations, like trying to make some of these improvements so we could have more opportunities where people felt welcomed and
Right.
had access to things like
Right.
this. Yeah,
And with
absolutely.
our office manager, Carissa, she pretty much coordinates a lot of that schedule and everything, and then, you know, goes with the park too, to make sure if there's big events, everything's taken care of, so.
Okay, very
I
good.
see that as doable, so.
Good.
All right, well,
Thank you.
I will
Thank you.
send you that information, and thank you, guys.
Excuse me. Okay, now we're going to jump back up to edit. What do we have, Scott, that you'd like to see changed?
Of course, we've moved 5 on to, we approved 5 to go on to council review. The EDC contract, the Burlington Community Club, the Flora Community Club request, the Senior Citizen and Family Services request, and the CURPSI grant request. We've moved those on. The 2 that I think 2 yet to discuss are the fairgrounds restroom request and the Chamber of Commerce request.
And there were others that we just have taken off the list.
Correct. That is correct. And the, well, I guess, well, the one on hold included with those other 2 is the $30,000 for the Carroll Manor repairs, correct?
Okay,
And I wanted to bring up something on that.
okay. Let's just do that right now.
Do that right now. I know that Paul Ryder did not have a plan, but I'm sitting here as auditor trying to figure out how we're going to be in the black at the end of the year in the 4,900 fund, which is the Carroll Manor Fund. I would like to see you approve that money to go into your line item in the commissioners, or go in, it really should probably go into 4,900, but used for just salaries and payroll, because that's all we're taking out of there right now. It's not gonna cover it all, but when she brings in the money, she brings in probably, I looked at the last 2 months and was like 22 to 24,000. With that and this, I think we can make a go out of it if she brings it in on when it's supposed to be coming in.
What, now, we're talking about, on this one item, we're talking about taking it out of the 25 budget though, so you can get it right away,
Right.
rather than taking it
Yeah,
out. of 20.
that's why I wasn't gonna bring it up here.
Oh, okay.
But it's advertised as
The-
edit, so it can go
So we'd
either
have to
year.
make an amendment to the 25 edit
Mhm.
request.
That's what I'd like to see you do, but otherwise, we're gonna have to figure out another plan.
Okay, a question I have for you, Beth, is if 30 will not quite pay the debt there, why don't we go 35?
That's fine with me. But it's not been advertised, so I'd have to advertise some more, but right now, the
You
30.
have advertised 30,
Mm-hmm.
I see. Paul, do you want to put something in for this?
Well, if she's already advertised 30, I would recommend just get that done. And then we can do 5 more or whatever more later if we need to.
Okay.
And
Sounds
Kim,
wonderful
if
to
you
me.
would,
I said, sounds wonderful to me.
Yeah, let's get it done, yep.
Kim, if you would, address some things that we've seen out there as far as applications over the past couple of weeks.
Do you want to do her applications now?
We have,
Or you have them?
Yeah, they have it.
Okay.
I have applications for new
You should have 4 there.
1, 2, I have 4 applications.
Okay.
We'll just go through them in the normal way that we do them.
A little tangent.
What's that?
I said a little sidebar tangent.
We have an application for a Don Renner.
Bill, you're gonna have to speak up a little.
What's that?
I can't hear you on
You
here.
can't hear me? Okay. Don Renner, and he is one of them that has is going to be coming over from Jay County. We have a Gary Huntley. Is also from Portland. We have a Marshall Gene Shattuck. Still not right, huh? Okay. Who is, I don't know if he's from,
He's
from
from
Portland
Rensselaer.
or not. Is he
He's
from?
from Rensselaer.
Yeah, he's different. He's from Rensselaer. And we have a Daniel Rhodes who is from Rockfield. So, would you care to make a motion on them?
I'll make a motion that we accept all 4 of those applications for residents at the Carroll Manor.
Okay, I'll second it. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
The good news about that is that in this last week while I'm trying to get the Jay County people stuff situated, I've been sending out via email, fax, hard copies of applications of about 6 more people. They're all males, but we're almost out of rooms. If all these people come in and are approved, then we're getting close to being at capacity.
So that will put us up, with these 4, that will put us at what on
21.
census? 21.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we potentially could see 6 more?
Yeah, it's been really busy the last 2 weeks with people nonstop calling me and sending me information and emailing me. And so I've been getting those apps out there. I don't know if it's this time of the year and people need places to go. Jay County, Stacy got a hold of me and said there might be one more resident coming from there that didn't qualify for somewhere else he was supposed to go. So she's supposed to give me more information on it today. And then I had some others who reached out to me, whether it be by phone, email, or fax.
What is our capacity out there?
27 around there. I mean, that's if they're all single room. If you get, the 2 rooms I'm gonna have left are gonna be the couples rooms or the family rooms. 2 people could be in those rooms. So I could get like 29 out there. So.
We have traditionally said the capacity was in the low 30s, but that's including 2 people per several rooms, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
And not private rooms, what they pay for. Yeah.
it just seems like it's more homey and hospitable and everything to have everybody in their own room.
It is, and that's their own personal space since, they have to share bathrooms and stuff like that. That's their personal place. That's their little apartment. That's their getaway. So before they shove 2 people in a room, but then I don't know if people will be happy with that. We advertise as private rooms. I mean,
Okay.
those 2 rooms would be different, instances. Because
Some
they're
of those
huge. I
rooms
mean,
are
they're big
very,
rooms.
very large. In
Yeah,
fact,
those
when-
2 rooms are huge.
Yeah,
So
they-
you could
they
get 2
were-
people in there, but you gotta find 2 people willing to roommate too. I mean,
Initially, when it was built, those were for families, for a full family to live in those large rooms. And I know that there has been, there have been superintendents and their families that have lived there so I suppose they had the large rooms back then. I don't know, but
I heard where my office is at was their rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, I
This-
can see that too, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the cross where the salon was at was like their kitchen area.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of good prospects coming, so Teresa Butcher from Faithful Friends has been coming in and helped paint the different rooms a different color. She did paint one upstairs all pink, and I'm like, we got all guys coming, so we might need to make that a little more neutral. But we do have 2 residents that also went to the hospital yesterday morning within 45 minutes of each other, and one's not doing well, so I'll be going down there today to check on them. But we got happy and we got sad, type of things. But we have a lot of interest for people to come out there, so.
Okay. Okay.
Got all of that.
We have signed those for you now to pick up after the meeting.
Okay, so I do have a couple things. Can I just go ahead since I'm already up
You
here?
go right ahead.
Okay. So I turned in my combined report, but I also turned in August and September to Angie, who needed them for the budget time. So when I was talking to Beth about it, Beth said, I don't have them here on file. So I don't know what Angie did with them because she needed it for the budget to see what we're making each month. So I hurried up and got August and September ready for her. And I went in my computer and I still have September in there. I printed off August. I must have not saved because it's blank. But, so if you want this one too for September.
For September?
Yeah, that one's October.
Sure. Just give it to Beth there.
Also, so Faithful Friends used to pay for our internet, TWN, in the office. And TWN is no longer going to be serving the area. So what they did is called in Broadway Broadband and had them hook up fiber for the manor. And at this point, they say that now since we're starting to get the bill, it's the county's bill now. So they're not going to pay for internet anymore. So this is going to be one added bill and contract we're going to have with somebody that we haven't had set up yet.
Who says it's the counties?
Faithful Friends.
Okay.
So this is going to be an added.
Did you go see the September?
And TWN is the one that's not
It's no longer
available.
service in the area, yeah. So they got it all hooked up for us. Now we're going to be responsible for paying the monthly bill. So it's going to be an added cost to our account. Which I don't know if I put that under office supplies or, I mean.
I don't know.
Don't know
We'll
either.
have to look at it.
All right.
I've noticed one here, one individual paying $182 a month. Is that doesn't even sustain their cost of keeping them there?
No, but they get RCAP. So the people that make low amounts, I get 5 RCAP spots. And he's one of our RCAP people. So RCAP is state assistance, rental assistance.
Okay.
So they
this
pay the
is
rest
what
up till $1,265.
RCAP does. Okay, very good. Thank you.
And so two of the people, well, one of the people coming from Jay County's RCAP as well. So he'll be paying a low amount, private pay, but then RCAP will make up to $1,265.
Okay.
What does RCAP stand for?
Residential Care Assistance Program.
Okay.
So they help with those low-income people that need a little rental assistance. So and a couple of people we may have coming in, I may be putting them on RCAP if they're only going to be paying $750 or something like that to at least give us $500 more for their rental assistance, but I only get 5 spots, so I've got to be smart about who I pick and choose that gets that.
Okay. Of course, when the county committed to this and did it back in the 20s or whenever the building was built, or before that, when it was the other building that was before this, the facility was actually for those who could not afford. It wasn't for those who could pay their own way. They were, I don't know where at that time they went to if they could pay their own way, but we should not, I don't think, restrict people because they're getting RCAP or something like that. They're getting help.
Yeah, they don't. I'm the one that has to sign them up for the RCAP.
Okay.
So when they come to me and they make a low amount, the Jay County guys already set up on RCAP, so I had to fill out the paperwork to transfer transfer the status from Jay County to Carroll Manor. So the RCAP from the state comes to us now instead of them, of course. So I've talked to LaToya and everything. But when a person comes in and they pay a low amount, that's when I determine, I don't turn them away, but that's when I determine if they'd be a good RCAP
Okay.
person. So, and I get 5 spots. The person coming from Jay County, that makes 4 spots I've got filled. So I've got 1 more spot open.
You have, let me make sure I got you right. We have 4 spots yet to be filled.
Nope, they're taken.
What?
They're taken.
We already have 4.
We have
the
4.
4 here, but how many more?
I can get 1 more RCAP person.
Oh, you can only have,
I'm only allowed 5.
You're only
I don't know
allowed
how they
5.
base it off, like the census or how they do it, but I'm allowed 5.
okay. I understand. Okay.
So if someone's coming in temporarily, of course, I'm not going to apply them for RCAP. You know, I need someone that's going to be living there full time and not go somewhere in the future before I go to get them RCAP to apply for it. So that's why I say I got to be smart with my spots that I have open of who's going to, you know, get RCAP or not.
And I will vouch for her that the RCAP is very slow in getting her the money. I mean, like, they're like
Yeah.
2 months behind.
Yeah, so if I'll get a check in September for July.
Yeah.
In September for July.
And it'll say on the receipt for July, you know.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I've got something coming in every month, but it's not for that month, it's for previous
Uh-huh.
months.
So if you get a new one, it's gonna be 2 months, 3 months before we get any money.
No, they'll
out
go
of it.
ahead and pay it. Because
Pardon me?
I just talked to LaToya, they'll go ahead and pay it. She was wanting to make sure that everything got transferred to us, which I sent the paperwork in. So they're not paying Jay County and paying us,
Okay,
so that we get the money from them starting next month.
okay.
It's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot.
Oh, I imagine. Does anybody out here have any questions concerning Carroll Manor you'd like to bring up? Okay,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
we need to take care of the representative pay now. The second, well, actually, there are two motions relative to what the board asked last meeting. The first is a resolution which concerning cash donations. That's the first resolution.
We don't get many cash donations, but I would think it would be all donations since we are living off the donation fund right now.
We did that. We already made the motion and they passed it, didn't
Oh,
they?
they already got to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they do the?
I mean, that was at the last meeting.
Representative pay,
No, we haven't done that.
Yeah, that was
I-
all donations though. I think that they passed, so.
I think, I would like for it to, I would suggest that it apply to all departments, not just the Carroll Manor. And that's what that first, resolution is.
Uh-huh.
I would suggest that the board make that all cash donations, to Carroll County or to any of its offices or departments must be delivered to the auditor the same day as received or the succeeding business day. If it goes in the minutes in that form, it applies to everybody, you know.
Okay, so let's just take care of that number 1 by itself, okay?
Okay. I'll make a motion that any cash donations for all departments needs to come into the auditor's office on the day received or the subsequent day.
So you're talking donations.
Cash donations.
Cash donations,
Well, I know,
yes.
but just donations, right?
I would say donations, because we're living off of 4108 right now, so anything I get, put into that account.
No, I was just making sure it just says donations.
Okay. Okay, so let me understand this, Beth. You don't want it to say cash, you want all donations to be turned in?
No, I wanted to make sure it was just cash donations, not cash fines and fees
Oh,
or
okay,
cash and,
right, cash donate, okay, I
yeah, cash
understand that, yeah.
donations.
Is the text of that resolution okay, Beth?
Sounds okay to me. It's not very long.
Yeah.
We don't hardly ever get a cash donation, so.
Okay, so I have the motion now.
If I may.
Sure.
What about people that pay in cash for their monthly rent?
Yeah, I take a copy of that and I bring it up. So from now on, we're supposed to bring it up because you guys resolved that too. So as soon as they pay their rent, which I'm up here 2 to 3 times a week anyways, if they pay their rent in cash, then I'll bring it right up that day or the day after, just like the thing states.
Okay.
So maybe it should just say that.
Any cash,
That all cash, yeah,
just any cash, yeah.
right.
Then I would recommend you put the words "and payments."
Mm-hmm.
So it says
That all-
resolve that all donations and payments.
And payments
in
of
cash
cash,
to Carroll County.
correct. I like that better.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't mind the work, I'm just saying like, I know the clerk won't like it.
The
because
clerk didn't like it.
And I'm not sure Hunter would like that, if they came in and paid cash for a, permit, you know. I don't know, that's gonna be a lot of work.
you're right. I think it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, we probably
Overbearing.
need to address that in another way.
Okay, all
You
right.
could say Carroll County, or Carroll Manor
Yeah.
rent.
Yeah, because I don't have a problem with that. I mean,
Okay,
that's-
well, let's limit it to Carroll Manor, cash donations, cash and/or payments, donations or payments in
Oh,
cash.
but donate, I'm trying to make it difficult, but like the sheriff's department gets donations for their canines.
Mhm.
So that would work with them too. They would have to bring theirs in.
I limited it to Carroll Manor.
So how do you want it worded then?
I would say that all payments or donations in cash received by Carroll Manor have to be submitted to the auditor the same day or the succeeding day.
So take the word county after
Right,
Carroll and substitute manor.
correct. Yep.
You have
So
to
I
pay-
have it resolved that all payments and donations of cash to Carroll Manor must be delivered to the office of the auditor the same day as received or the succeeding business day.
Agreed.
Okay. I will second that motion and call for the vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Now, the second part, is there a second?
Yeah, there is. That's what Ted wanted to address.
Resolved that.
I sent you an email, and I've been working on this with Kim and I've also contacted the Jay County Auditor. They are representative payee for Social Security for the residents of their Jay County Retirement Home, I think is what they call it. Their director is the representative payee for Social Security, where it's not appropriate and the resident is not able to manage their own funds. And we have two of these,
2 coming, yeah.
two coming that are representative
Maybe 3, I
payees,
don't,
that the money is going to Jay County, and Kim is coordinating with their director to get this changed over, but she will actually have to go to the Social Security
I'll have
office
to go in person with both of them.
with the resident, to change that over. And the Jay County, director of their county home also has to approve it. So, the process is, they have to do in person. The Social Security regulations do not permit, they permit an organization, such as, I got the regulations, nursing homes, assisted living facilities, group homes, et cetera. They, including, those that are actually a creditor, of the individual that's a recipient of Social Security, are permitted to be representative payee for that person, but they interview them. And the regulations say that, they can only approve an alternative pay if there's no other alternative, and the list of who can be is a relative, legal guardians, et cetera. So if they don't fit into any of those categories, then the facility can be the recipient. So in order for Kim to do this, I think she may need authorization from the Board of Commissioners to permit her. I don't know if they are gonna ask for that or not. Do you know, Kim?
No.
So my suggestion is that you know, I put it in blank because I didn't know how you would want to do it. Who else would do it? It'd be the auditor would be the only other one that probably would be in a position to do it. And it is done apparently by Jay County with the director being the one that actually is the representing payee. Now there's a whole host of regulations that they have to report and so forth. So they're on the hook legally with Social Security Administration on what they do with the money and what the home superintendent's going to be doing is paying their rent. And then there needs to be accounts established in local institutions, financial institutions, so that the individuals that have a representative pay, they get the rest of their money up to a certain limit.
$52.
There you go. So,
Up to what?
They get $52 a month, like spending money to get a haircut, buy their snacks, cigarettes if they smoke. But that's just like a nursing home. It's $52 pretty much for assisted living and for nursing homes. These two residents coming from Jay County, they bank at First Merchants. So there's a First Merchants in Flora. I was going to have them just keep all that information the same. Their checks still go to those banks, but I wanted to make sure to take them in so they have paper checks. So they have personal paper checks so that they can pay their rent out of that account with their check instead of me having to take them to the bank all the time or an ATM or whatever. So I would like to do it with paper checks. So I would take each one and make sure they both have them. That way they could pay the rent out of that. The $52 that's left in the account, they can use their card to spend it wherever or whatever.
Do we currently have anyone out there in this situation that you're representative payee?
I do. His father's in a nursing home and is not even capable of taking care of himself. He has an uncle that's a POA that's in Logansport that doesn't drive, doesn't come around. So since he lost his Social Security, I found out when I got papers for his insurance, because I help him with his insurance, and said he was going to lose it, failure to turn in information. Well, went to his dad, and his dad's not capable. So he actually lost his Social Security, and I had to take him back in and get it reinstated, but he has an intellectual disability, so he has to have a payee over him. Well, there's nobody else to be his payee. I have to be his payee. So I take him to his doctor's appointments and everything. So
the other thing to be aware of is that the money that's Social Security money is not considered public funds. And I contacted the, not the auditor, the Board of Accounts about this. And they said that representative payees are totally subject to federal law and the federal requirements for reporting and proper application of the monies that a recipient receives that they're responsible for. So whoever the representative payee is subject to, you know, the penalties of federal law and so forth, and they don't even audit it because it's not public funds. So that's another reason I think that you know, that facilities are permitted to be the recipient, the payee for their residents who aren't able to do it themselves. And again, they're interviewed before they're appointed. So that's why I prepared this resolution to authorize. I left it blank because I didn't know if the auditor would want to be involved with it or not.
Not particularly.
So my suggestion would be that you fill in that blank with either the Carroll Manor Superintendent or Kimberly Roy, Carroll County Superintendent. And it goes on to read to authorize her to apply on behalf of the county for designation as a representative payee of any resident who is a recipient of Social Security and for whom the Social Security Administration determines there is no alternative payee. And they've got a list that they've got to follow. They'll do, if there's a family member or a guardian or a power of attorney, and they have to be interviewed and so forth. But if they don't have one of those things, then it can be the facility where they reside. So I added that the Kimberly, as the authorized officer or employee of the county, will have to furnish the auditor copies of the completed application and the Social Security Administration's written determination, so the county has a record of who the superintendent is the representative payee for.
And then I understand that if they have paper checks, that they can write the checks? Or-
Yeah, it's like if they had a checkbook, they can write their own check. So that's a paper trail from their account that's good to have. So I want them to have a checkbook, that's what I was saying, so they can write their rent. And then the $52 that's left in their account, if they use their card at a store or something, that's all gonna be on there of the charges they have, which is easier to tell where their money's went.
I'm not so sure I like that situation that the Social Security's set up. I mean, you said something about it's never audited or it's never looked at. It just seems like it's open for all
It's
kind of
audited
fraud.
there. I mean, it's not audited in
Pardon?
the sense
Okay,
that
Social
Board of
Security
Accounts
audit.
audit. It's not audited by the Board of Accounts. Social Security, you have to fill out an annual report, I believe, don't you?
Yeah, they can come anytime and ask where the receipts are for all the things that they spent with their money to making sure that that money's going towards that person.
Okay, they can come in, do they ever?
Well, I've only been doing this for a few months for the one resident, so I don't know. They can come in whenever. They can request any of that information whenever they want. So that's why they'd be good for paper trail. And then, of course, what they use, say they go to Dollar General and they spend $20, that we know that this $20 was spent there at Dollar General. So the paper trail's really good.
Maybe you could have a copy of the checking account
Yeah, that's what we go
Statement.
by. Mhm.
to be filed here too, along with the other paperwork.
Probably not a bad idea. Thoughts?
Well, no, I think as you have filled in the text there, I think it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think it ought to be Carroll Manor Superintendent, and not an individual name. So given that, I will make a motion, that we, what is it, approve? Is that it?
Resolution
Yeah, the resolution
with
with
the
Carroll,
addition that
Carroll Manor.
Superintendent of Carroll Manor be
Yeah,
the designated.
yeah, Carroll Manor Superintendent or Superintendent of Carroll Manor, correct. Just a generic, if you will, generic term.
And I'd like to have copies of those when I do have to go in person with them for this to present to them as well.
Was there something else that you wanted added to
Like,
the?
you were talking about State Board will not do anything that's not
Right.
public.
Right.
So I think, a copy of the bank statement every time when she files her paperwork,
Mhm.
it'd be good to put with the paperwork.
Yeah,
I could just ask them to send me one every month. A lot of banks send you a bank statement every month anyways. I mean,
Well,
my banks do.
sometimes we don't get them anymore at home. I don't know. Probably opted out. But if you get it online, you can copy it, make a copy, because they'll charge you for it. So you just want to probably be it online and then.
Okay, so did you make that as a motion?
I did.
Okay, then I will second it and call for the vote. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
So your motion is this whole thing, right? With what you added?
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
Now, Did we take care of the edit request?
We have not.
Okay.
And
And you mentioned the $30,000 to help get through the end of the year for Carroll Manor. I do not like spending taxpayer funds to support the manor. I think that's well documented in the years that I've spent on the council. However, it does seem to me that we may be making a corner with 4 new residents and potentially 5 or 6 more coming, which could very well put us at capacity, because I know all of our calculations over the years, the 24 to 25 resident number helps to float the Carroll Manor sufficiently. So, like I said, I do not like doing it, but I think we might be turning a corner out there, which I'm hoping we are. So with that, I will make a motion that we approve or pass on to the council.
You have to do one or the other. You have to approve it or disapprove it, because they will not hear it if you don't. If you just pass it to them, that's not, you have
Okay.
to have an opinion.
So these 5, we've already approved.
Where you've already approved those.
Okay,
and
then
you're-
I will make a motion to approve the $30,000 as requested, I think, by Mr. Ryder for Carroll Manor.
From the 2025
Is that
edit.
okay?
From the 2025 edit, yes, yes.
Well, I mean, I took over your plan, so I can.
Okay.
The other thing too is if we don't, I mean, this can be held on, and if, until.
If it's not used.
Yes, it'll go back to edit.
It will go back to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it'll just be in, for lack of a better term, the edit general fund that we have there.
Right, the cash.
Okay. Well, before I second it, I would have to say that this is one of the places that probably Scott and I differ completely, and that is, I am wholeheartedly in favor of support of Carroll Manor through taxation. I think it was always that way. It was always set aside as a property owned by the county and was supplemented by the county since the earliest days, and we have only diverged from that in the last, the council decided, I don't know, 12 years ago, 16 years ago, to do that, to take it off of the county tax rolls. And so I am not in agreement with that perspective of that it has to support itself any more than I feel like the highway department has to support itself, or the ambulances have to support themselves, or anything like that. I think especially apropos and comparative wise would be the our emergency ambulance service. I mean, I sat on the council when we took that over, because before that, it was volunteer ambulances everywhere. And we had quite a discussion about whether we could afford to provide ambulances for the people that were not volunteer. And it was decided there wasn't any other choice. We had to, if we were going to have ambulances, which we all agreed we wanted them, it had to be taken over by the taxpayers. And I just believe that it's a very similar situation. So with that, I will second Scott's motion. Yes, ma'am.
May I add that I brought this forth? I mean, can it say by Paul Ryder and Beth Myers
Yeah,
submitted?
That's fine.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
yeah. Okay, so I will second your motion that we appropriate $30,000 from 25 edit funds for the manor. And would call for a vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. And with that, I think we've taken care of all the Carroll Manor part of this, right? And
I
so,
believe.
Yes,
so we're ready,
I thank you, because that relieves me a lot.
we are ready to finish up the rest of the edit situation here.
I think the only two that are still out there, I'll address the fairgrounds restroom. We originally received a request for about $145,000 for the fairgrounds restroom. You and I are both in agreement, as I think many are, that that amount was a little extreme. In further conversations, I think that level can be pared back, and I was thinking in that $90,000 area, we should be able to get the old restroom pulled down and a new one established there. As we talked with the gals previously about the ground and that type of thing, we very well may be having more open shows and more activities out there that the restroom could be utilized for. So I guess I would make a motion on the amount of $90,000 to be utilized for a fairgrounds restroom.
In thinking in terms of this, I have to realize that I'm still stuck perhaps in a past millennium, because $90,000 still seems like a lot of money to me, where for public use, it just seems like that, especially if you go to the state and the federal, that's toothpicks to them. It's a lot of money to me. And
I have a question.
sure,
Does that 90,000 cover the survey and the appraisal for this project?
No, the survey has to do with us, the lease, and then us relinquishing the ground that the county owns. We won't have to survey this at all.
Okay. So there won't be a survey?
No,
Right.
I
But
don't
there
think it'd
will
be
be-
necessary, would it, ladies?
There'll be a survey for switching of the land and setting of the lease, but not for
Right,
building of the
but not for the
restroom.
building itself, correct?
But it caused the fact, is what I'm trying to say. And then the other thing is the sewer lines. You've talked about having to move those. Is that on town of Flora?
That's on the town of Flora,
Okay.
yes.
I'm just making sure I
Yeah.
understand.
That is on the town of Flora, correct.
And then the, half of the what? What was the other part?
well, they had a storage room on there too.
Mhm.
There was gonna be half of something. Okay, that was just a survey.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted clarification.
So I'll second that motion and call for the vote. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
And the last one is for the Chamber of Commerce. As I've said all along, I believe that the Chamber of Commerce needs to be under the auspices of EDC. And I think, Bill, you made the comment, that's where it used to be.
Well, wait, I don't mean to interrupt you, Scott, but
Sure.
some of the functions that they have of advertising in publications and services to the existing businesses were under the economic EDC, but it wasn't a chamber itself under the EDC.
Okay, right. But I do think, and I'm not stating that the chamber functions or the chamber as a whole be done away with. I'm stating that I think that that should be contractually under, those functions need to be under EDC. And as a matter of fact, our previous economic development director verbatim made that same statement.
Jake did?
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Sure.
Kate Smith with the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce. Both of our boards have talked about joining, like you mentioned last time, and neither one of them think it is in the best interest to be together.
And that's fine, but that is completely your board's decisions.
Right, right.
It's not going to be
Kaylin Smith? Yeah.
the commissioners nor the council's decision.
Right, so with that, moving forward, if that's not in the cards, then what is the decision from here? It's been tabled since August, I believe. We have founding board member Dick Bradshaw to just kind of explain a little bit more today. Madison wasn't able to join us, so if we could
She did
have him
send over
step forward.
some paperwork that should be in your file.
You've seen me before many times here to talk about the chamber. What I want to talk about right now is economic development, because both the chamber and the EDC's responsibilities involve economic development. They involve economic development in different ways. The EDC basically makes most of its efforts toward finding new businesses to bring to Carroll County. The chamber has a different obstacle to find, and that is to keep the businesses we have here and promote the businesses we have here, as well as helping to bring new businesses to Carroll County. And we feel both of those functions are critical for economic development in our county. Everybody knows that economic development is the key to a successful county. The way things happen, if you remember the struggles that we've had bringing people to Carroll County, bringing businesses to Carroll County, both of those organizations have responsibilities in those realms. And so I think we need to, as a county, we need to say, what are our economic development funds used for? And I just heard this morning that we're using some economic development funds for things that, I don't know how you always explain what economic development is, but is it pretty clear that the EDC and the chamber, their primary functions involve economic development? So I'd like to say to the commissioners and the council, we need to concentrate that money that was set aside, that was given to the county by its taxpayers to do what it was intended to do. Its intention was to develop the economy of the county, make it a better place for all the citizens. So we as a chamber, and our county chamber is 20 years old, started in 2005. We had a meeting the other night, and I commented that we had 35 people at our first dinner. The other night, Thursday night, we had over 160 people, which represented many businesses within the county. Many, and businesses outside the county are supporting our chamber as well. So I would like for you to consider the award or the granting of the funds out of the economic development income tax to support our chamber. Yeah, we said 20 years ago, if you remember, and I think Bill was sitting right there.
I do remember.
I got up and said, we need seed money. That's what I said, wasn't it? And we did, and we appreciated that, and it helped our chamber get going. Our chamber has over 220 members right now, and they're all over the county. We need not only the seed money still, we need money to help support other items that we do within our chamber. And I'd like to have one of the things that we do and support and sponsor is the Business XL to support new businesses. And I'd like to have her talk about the what the Business XL program is.
Hi, guys. I think you've heard from me a few times now. So do you have questions about the program? As you know, it's funded. It's a low-interest loan program. It's education, and it's kind of an entrepreneurial ecosystem for our businesses in Carroll County. That's what it is, kind of a three-point approach to business development.
I would really like for you to give me a basic synopsis of the whole program again.
Right. So that's what it is in a nutshell. We know that businesses need that kind of support to succeed. We know why they fail. They fail because they're underfunded or people don't understand how to run them. So BizXL hits all those points. We educate them, we train them, and we offer low-interest loans to them. So the way the low-interest loans and the training grants are funded is through the USDA RBDG grant. So we've been successful in getting 3 of those. $99,000 each, which is really unusual to get 3 in a row. And we've been awarded that because they like what they see. They like the success of the program, the numbers that we send them. So it's big for Carroll County. So what we're asking for is the money to fund basically my position to manage the program.
Okay, I'm not sure that I quite understand. You say we have been successful at that, and then you said something about $99,000. Clarify my old mind about that, please.
No, that's okay. The RBDG grant is the USDA's way of supporting rural businesses. So I have this model that I use that you get the most points if you apply for $99,000. 87,000 of that is for low-interest loans. The other 12,000 is for training grants and education for small businesses. So we've been awarded 3 of those in a row, basically. Each time we've applied, we've been awarded. So you've brought, $297,000 into Carroll County that will stay here, that revolves into a loan fund. And when we loan that out, we have a loan committee, and we loan it out, and then it comes back to the county, or to the chamber. We loan it again. So it revolves in your community all the time.
What type of terms do you have on that loan?
Yeah, usually no longer than 5 years and 3% interest. So it's a great interest rate. That's why you'll see in the support letters you have, one of the businesses in there says he's been able to add 3 full-time jobs based on that low interest rate. Cheaper than he can borrow from a bank.
What is the maximum that somebody could apply for?
We don't have one. It depends on what's in the pot at the time. So we've made loans.
What's in there now?
Right now, there's about 20,000 probably in the pot. And then we have this new grant that's waiting on us. That's $99,000 waiting on us.
And of that 90, I know you just said this, but I'm still trying to get it all in my mind. 90 of that $99,000, how's that split?
87,000 of it is for loans.
Okay, so you'll be up a little over $100,000. You can loan out.
Well, and the other 12,000 is for training. So we invest that back in businesses, or we have the business planning and management class that we put on. That's kind of expensive to have. And people go through that class.
If you had a lot of demand for this, you could apply for more than 99,000?
Well, you can apply for more, but the more you apply for, the more your points go down. So the model I've worked under for years is apply for that 99, and then you get more points for that. So we stay at that level. I mean, I'm open to applying for more, but it would jeopardize the points we get.
Okay.
It's a good question.
This is just one of the kinds of programs that the chamber has, we use to help our businesses. I mean, the EDC has a real special function, and you know well, Bill, you were the EDC director at one time, you know what it is. But the EDC can't do the things we can because we have 220 members that we deal with on a daily basis. We do a lot of other things too. You think about one day last year, we brought 10,000 people to Carroll County at the Bacon Festival. That's a product of the chamber. The chamber does that. The chamber doesn't make any money on the Bacon Festival. Any money we make goes back into our fund for entertainment, and you know how expensive things are these days. So anything you can do to help us as a county, it benefits this county, and that's what we're here for. We're a county chamber, we're not a city chamber. We have members all over. There used to be a Delphi City Chamber, but it didn't operate in the county, it only operated in the city of Delphi. The county chamber was created because we had a need for businesses to be represented countywide, not just citywide. And again, we've become, I think, very successful over the years. But again, the things we do, the things like the BizSpal program, some of the other marketing programs that we do need to be supported by the county. And it's, to me, obvious that the economic development income tax was created to do just that. That's exactly why it was put into effect. So we're asking that you fund us at the level we've requested. And I don't know if the EDC would like to make a statement. Would you?
Good morning, Commissioners. I will just say that going off of what Amy and the chair for the Chamber of Commerce have stated, what you have here is economic development that is very big and broad in terms of the capacity that goes into it. I don't think the EDC has the capacity to do what Amy has been doing for the past few years to support the businesses in Carroll County. And as Brashar has laid out, what you have has been going good. So on behalf of the EDC, I would say that to continue it will do more good than harm in supporting the Chamber of Commerce as is right now. To disrupt that, I think it will take a lot of planning, having to have our boards meet and talk about that. So yeah, all that to say that you have a good thing going on as it stands, and we would like to see that continue in the manner it has been right now in supporting the chamber with all that they do for the county.
Once again, I think some of my verbiage has been misconstrued. I am absolutely not saying that we need to get rid of the chamber. That has never been my pretext. I'm saying that it needs to be incorporated with these folks underneath the umbrella of the EDC. Reason being, when you look at financials, the EDC receives nearly $200,000 a year of edit funds, nearly, each year, and it's to be escalated over the next 3 or 4 years. The contract was written a year ago, I think, so we're just in the first year of a 4-year contract with EDC. The EDC, prior to you getting here, received $800,000 of ARPA money for the broadband project. They sat on that $800,000 for 11 months, received interest from it, and when I was on the council, requested that money be given back to the county, I was told that I was pretty much everything but a white man. That's true. So as far as $95,000 request, half of that is already sitting in the coffers of the EDC. And I think that, in my opinion, when you look at the financials and the expenses thereof, I'm not saying get rid of the chamber at all. I'm saying that it needs to be underneath the financial guise of the EDC. That's all I'm saying.
Can I address the issue of joining the chamber and the EDC? There have been cities that have done that. For example, Lafayette has what they call Lafayette Commerce, which brings together the EDC and the chamber. However, they have a head, a person who's in charge of the whole thing, but each of those groups operate separately. They have their own budgets, they have their own personnel. They're not put in one room together to try to do two different jobs. They do their own job and quite successfully, but they're not together, they don't operate under one board, they operate under two different boards, and they've been quite successful. We just feel that the difference between what their responsibilities, the EDC is, and what the chamber's responsibilities are important enough to not put them together, because then you end up compromising perhaps both of those boards. You end up neither one doing the best job they can. And so we would really recommend to not try to integrate two organizations that are very successful now. It will not guarantee anything if we try to put them together. I say force them together because I don't think anybody on our board, and I'm assuming anybody on the EDC board, would favor doing that. Thank you.
Historically, Bill and others here looking back, I can understand a lot of what you're saying, because clear back in the days when I first came on board with economic development, it was not an easy task to convince county leaders that we even needed economic development. And I spent a lot of time standing in this room and city rooms convincing the various entities that we needed economic development programs. And in fact, I'll take that, so, you know, there used to be a bar across here because this was the commissioner's court. And just like upstairs, there was a bar across here, and the council table was different. It all sat on this side of the bar. And a side part of that was that that caused half the council members to sit with their backs to the audience, which I never liked. I sat right over there with my back to everybody. But when I first came on board, economic development was before I ever got involved in county government at all. And I remember having one member of the county council, when I was addressing them about the needs of economic development, sat down, pulled out the Journal Courier, whoosh, opened the paper up, turned his back to me and started reading the paper because he had no use for economic development. And I stood right out there and thought, you're going to look at me for a long time because we need economic development. And that's why I got into county politics. I prefer to say county government than politics. So I can understand Scott's position on a lot of things. I definitely understand his position on the interest money that was held in all that money we gave for broadband that has been held over in the economic development coffers rather than coming back to the county. I don't think Scott and I are exactly lined up together on this issue. And I don't know if we can come up with a compromise on this, or of course we have the compromiser is going to be, I'm very happy to say, coming back very soon. So we get the third vote here. And it may take Lauren to make the decision on this, okay? You want to jump in here now, Scott, with anything?
No, I think I've kind of explained what my thoughts are. I think when we look at financial, I mean, I will ask, did you have a success, or have you had a successful 2025 from the chamber standpoint?
Absolutely.
Okay. That was,
We have a new, we have a new director, the Julia, who was the heart of the chamber for many, many years and did so much for our county. She's now with the city, but we have a new director, and she's done extremely well. And she's young and very energetic and got lots of ideas, and we have really a new board. Brett Hanaway and I are the only two who started the chamber who are still involved with the chamber as far as board members. And we're getting, up there and
Just kids.
just kids. But yes, we've had a very successful year. As far as activities, as far as the kind of things we do a senior expo over at the county. We do a women's luncheon. We do the Bacon Fest. We have activities every month, sometimes 2 or 3 different activities. When we started the chamber, of course, we knew nothing about chambers, really. We were very novice, and we've had 2 or 3 directors, but since we've had Julia, we've really taken off, and we're very proud of what's happened to the chamber, and we think it's a critical part of the county.
oh, I couldn't agree more. I think Madison's done a great job. She's, like you said, she's young and she's energetic, and she's getting a lot of things done. I certainly agree.
Scott, if I could, I'm not obviously just I'm just this Biz Excel program, but is there any way, we aren't familiar with the broadband money. I mean, James doesn't know, we don't know.
It was before his time.
Right, so, I
Yeah.
mean, could we look into that next year? I mean, certainly, talk to you guys about it, or get together at the chamber, figure that out at a point when everybody can discuss it and understand it, because I think the people in the room right now don't know how to speak to that. We
Well,
don't know.
yeah, I
Which-
don't,
but
that was an EDC thing.
Right, yeah.
Prior to
Right.
you guys's, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But certainly, look into it.
Where do you want to go with this, Scott? Or have we gone?
Yeah. When will this be brought in front of the council, Beth?
Thursday.
Thursday, okay.
Something I want to say to Scott publicly here is I have appreciated the fact that you have very plainly put out your position and have maintained it. You thought it through before you started on it, and you have continued with that. And I don't look upon that as stubbornness. I look upon it as being, you knew what you were going to say and how you felt to start with. And I can appreciate that. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chair, if I may just add, I know that the chamber is asking for the funding so they can continue to manage and operate tourism. If that is the case, and I know I'm not with the chamber, but if the chamber could continue through the next fiscal year to receive that funding for tourism, because tourism is important for the county. Because if they don't get tourism, then, and as far as tourism, I don't think or know who will be able to continue managing and operating that at least into the next fiscal year. And then adding on to what Amy said, maybe next year we can have the commissioners and the EDC and the chamber come together, and we can dive a little bit deeper into those thoughts about the topics that have been raised. But at least for today, we can be supportive and at least having the chamber to continue with tourism for the time being.
Okay, thank you.
And BizXL.
You want to just leave it stand where it is till Lauren comes?
I would, yeah.
Okay. I know that it is very difficult for the chamber to not get a definitive answer from us at this time, that's not good. But I believe that we have got to a spot where that we're going to have our third member come in. And of course, for many reasons, we're looking forward to him coming back, which we're hoping will be the next meeting. Isn't that right, Beth, from what you've heard?
He said he was wanting to, but the doctor might have a different say-so. That's all I know.
Okay.
But he's hoping to.
Yeah. I have not gone and talked to Lauren a great deal during the time he's been ill here, because I didn't want to bother him with, I know how Lauren really takes all this stuff to heart and really tries to do the right thing for everybody. And I didn't want to worry him with what's the right thing on not just this issue, but many different issues. So other than wishing him Godspeed and getting healthy, I have not burdened him with what's going on and what the pile of material he's got building up over here. So I guess why I'm saying that is I would hope that the chamber or other groups would not really lobby heavy against Lauren until he's ready to come back. You know, running out and calling him and going out and seeing him and all that stuff, I don't think it's a good thing right now.
Well, I will tell you.
Yeah.
He told me he has a hovering wife. And I said, what on earth does that mean? I mean, and he goes, I have or no, I said that backwards. I have an or a helicopter wife.
Oh, helicopter.
And I said, what does that mean? And he goes, I have a hovering wife. So she won't let you anyway. So she's you're right. Even when I was talking to him on the phone, I could hear her answering the questions that needed to be said.
That makes sense.
And it is good. And I haven't been to see him either. I've had such a bad cold. I don't want to be the reason he goes back in the hospital, so.
Thank you for all your presentations. Thank you for your patience with us. And I think we're ready to move on.
So, help me here. So we did the 4-H, we did the Carroll Manor, and so we're tabling this, or we just not doing anything?
No, well, I don't know which nomenclature we want for that, but we're going to put it off until.
Right, so that's tabling it, okay.
So how does that work with the council, just so we're clear?
It'll have to wait till the next month.
You won't go before the council.
December?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the December meeting, so you guys would decide in between now and the December meeting?
Well, I don't know. I can't say what they're going to do.
You should.
Okay.
You do not appear before the council.
Right,
They will
okay.
only do the approved ones.
Right, okay. Very good.
Okay.
Yep.
Beth, your part down here.
I think we need to, go back up to Ted's, because there was an executive order for 2025-05 that we have not done. But do you want, since we did the Carroll Manor, do you want to just re-put the Carroll Manor in this for a 2025 request? And then just update this one?
Is it gonna be in 2025 or 2026?
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah, we want to take
2025.
it out of 2025 if we
Okay.
can.
So do you want me to just write?
The Carroll Manor is not in that one?
No.
Okay, let's put it on the agenda for next meeting.
Okay, so table it to December 1st. And you want it with
Yeah,
Carroll
I'll
Manor?
do that.
I'll give that to you in a minute.
You give me the number and I'll do it.
Okay.
And if it's got any conditions on it, I don't know if they specified what it was to be used for.
Salaries.
Okay, got it.
I'll write it on here and give it to you after the meeting,
And I had a
okay?
question, is the right to farm, that was tabled, right?
Table to December 1st.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And I've sent Brady the template for the Carroll Manor Advisory Board, and I will have that finished for the next meeting.
Okay.
In fact, I hope to have it distributed for everybody to start looking at by the end of this week. And that's all I had, and you've already covered the Carroll Manor issue, so that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Beth, do we have server issue here?
The server, Randy Cleaver came to me and said that we need to, before it crashes, we need to get a server. And it doesn't matter whether we go with the new software or not, we need a server. So I have advertised it for Thursday to see if we could take it out of the cume cap, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, originally, we talked about that several years ago, that we were gonna build on it.
Right, and then we did, in the 2026 budget, we did put, I can't remember, was it 25,000 each year? And we're gonna do the first year was supposed to be server, and then the next 4 years were computers and software, or I don't know whether it said software, but computers and equipment to keep up with the computers, because we're always coming and saying, hey, we need a new computer. So he suggested, it was really Randy's idea, to put it in your cume cap budget for like that. So instead of starting off with a server, we'll start off with computers next year. And if they don't use it, we don't use it. But this year, we need to get the server done.
What are you said Nada came to you and said, boy, we gotta fix this before it crashes.
I said Randy.
Oh, Randy?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
thought
haven't
it was-
talked to Nada K about her
Oh,
server.
I completely misheard that. Yes,
Is that the reason why our office, I haven't really said anything to Randy about it, but we've got a lot of problems with logging on and email and the phones in our office, so is that,
Well,
all the phones go through the same server?
Phones aren't on the server.
Okay.
No, there's something else, but we are having phone issues, and I've got them had them call Randy this morning. Excuse me. But, I agree with you about logging in, and it's really slow, but it's the he's saying it's the server is old. It's like 7 years old, I think, or even more. So,
so it gets tired like the rest of us,
That's
so.
right. so
Okay,
that's what, I just want to make you aware of that I did do that, and I hope I have your blessing on that,
okay, how much did you put in for it?
the 25,000.
25,000 for a server, and it goes before the council this time. Would you like to make a motion one way or the other on that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the presentation to the council of $25,000 for a new server.
Second,
Thank you.
and I call for a vote. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye?
Aye. Motion passed. Are you done now, Beth? Or, oh, we got waste management yet.
Right, well, and I wanted to kind of correct I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but the Carroll Manor applications, they had already been approved. You're going to ratify those.
Ratified them, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to change that in the motion, is that okay?
Yep.
And the waste management trash bills, I got the last 2 current bills and sent them to Ted
Yes.
about the trash bills. Did you look those over?
I mean, I looked at the bills. I need I need a contract.
Well, at the end of the meeting, though, you asked me to get the bills, so that's what I did. I can call out and ask, all right, Hunter, I need your trash bill.
Because I'm sure they all probably
contract."
read the same
Yeah.
to look at. We're taking care of we've taken care of the one to the courthouse.
The courthouse and the,
And I think.
The parks.
Deer Creek Park.
those are already done.
Those are already done. So I need to see the contract to make sure.
Okay,
that
so I'll change that to the contracts.
Yeah. I don't need all of them, and if they're all the same, just one of the contracts.
Oh, you already have 2, so are those, Were those alike? Was the
I
custodian?
did not, I don't know if the one that, Keith sent me is the same as the others. I don't know if the forms have been changed.
Well, his was probably that advanced it was a different company because they bought it
Yeah,
out.
I know
Okay,
it.
all right.
So I need one of waste
So
management.
if I look and see if they're like the park?
Yeah, if they look the same, send me the contract.
Okay.
Something I would like to know about on this is, how does this affect and maybe you just said that and I didn't catch it, but, trash transfer station? We have
I mentioned it to him. He has no problem with trash.
With
Trash.
waste
And
management.
he says that they cannot compare to other departments because they have a compactor and everything is different, about the contract.
They have a contractor, means Carroll County has
We
a
do,
compactor,
yes. Yeah,
yes.
we have it, and they have certain size, I don't know the language out there, but like the dumpsters or whatever, he
Mhm.
called them something else. But he doesn't have a problem, and he doesn't think that they can, another company can compete like trash cans.
Okay,
So I'll still get his contract though, so we can look at it.
all right.
And then the last thing is to ratify the insurance policy, and that's the big book that you have. And Scott had already signed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one more thing. Sorry.
Well, now, when you say ratify the insurance contract,
He, yeah, we'd already talked about all the different things that we had to do and get it, and we've got it all.
Mhm.
And Scott came in and signed it because it had to be done by November 10th.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
So I'll make a motion that we ratify the commercial insurance program with RME Insurance.
second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
I do have one more thing.
Sure.
Sorry. Last year, your Christmas dinner, a lot of people were not really satisfied with what we were doing. And so I have talked to Bill, and I went before the Indiana Packers and asked them if we could have a donation of some pork loins, and they agreed to it last Monday night. And so we want to change that back around to go to, or not me, I hope you're wanting to change that back around for a covered dish luncheon for the courthouse employees. It will be December 15th, like normal. It's always the third week in December from 12 to 1, and I need permission to close the courthouse from that time. And of course, your department heads from outside will be invited to this, not the whole department, but your department heads.
You don't want the whole highway department
No.
showing up? Okay.
Sorry. Unless each one of you bring a big old dish, because I know how you guys eat. So, I need permission to do all that. And just for the public, nothing is spent out of county general or county funds for this. It's on the commissioners and myself, so.
Okay. So, we are requesting that courthouse employees bring a covered dish?
Yeah, they'll be bringing a covered dish.
Silverware, napkins,
That will all go out in the,
what?
that will all go out in the invitation. I haven't decided
Oh, you're gonna
that
cover it
yet.
all.
I
Okay.
think we have some on.
Kim, you were of course invited to it. You're invited to it as head of the highway department. I don't know if we have anybody else we need to specifically invite that are people that are,
That dude in the corner.
Michael?
oh yeah, Mike needs to be invited, even though he doesn't have an office here in the courthouse. That's what I'm trying to say, is that we,
Well, neither do the other two. Anyway, you have 8 department heads that will be invited also, but I wanted to get that on record that nothing is being spent, and if you will approve all that, that would be great.
I'll make a motion that we, I hate to say approve all that.
I think that's the way to say it. Second, to approve all that. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye?
Aye, we've done it. Anybody else out have something to bring up? Yes,
I
sir.
do. Where are we with the sewer line, the swap of land with single trees? Everything's on hold until we know if we got a sewer. There's no point in surveying.
Wait, sewer for what?
For the parcel that single tree's supposed to get. We can't have it surveyed, we can't have it appraised until we know how their sewer, their property, their parcel's gonna be sewered.
Ted, I'm not matching up with you
Okay,
here.
what-
must be new.
The MOU that we approved at the last meeting.
Uh-huh.
You were gonna talk to, the, Cole Hickner about that. My understanding, I contacted Sheldon Holsinger because
Yes.
you authorized me to, he said, I don't think there's a sewer for the property that they want. So we didn't have him go forward with doing appraisal or getting a.
There's a sewer across the Carroll Manor property out here that they want?
The sewer that would serve the 5 acre, of that 4 acres plus.
Oh.
That we would be exchanging for the
Okay.
property in Flora.
Okay, I'm with you now on that.
Okay.
In our initial discussions and talking, we agreed to move
That ditch?
move the ditch. We did not agree that we're going to pay to run a sewer to them.
Okay, and that's not in the MOU at all, about the
Yeah.
sewer. That was a surprise to me. It affects the agreement, you know, so we kind of need to know, that element of it. Is he aware that about that?
I don't know if he's aware that
Okay.
there's no sewer to that property or not.
So are you talking to Cole, or is it?
I'm actually meeting up with him tonight, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I'm actually meeting up with him.
That's what I was
tonight
gonna ask.
For him to sign it, because he's been out of town, driving semi.
I don't think there's any point in having him sign that. It does not address the rerouting of the,
Of the sewer?
yeah.
But I can bring that up to him and discuss with him that. He's supposed to be
Okay.
meeting sometime tonight whenever he gets back.
Well, we're gonna have to change that. We're gonna have to make it clear that the county's not gonna be responsible for
Well-
connecting to the sewer, right?
I don't know that at this point we need to make it clear that we're not going to do anything. All I'm saying is, we haven't agreed to do
I
anything.
understand.
Okay,
So that agreement is silent on the issue of sewer.
Right.
The MOU is, so I would ask that you not, I thought it had been signed already, so
okay.
we need to put a hold on that until we.
Okay, so can you meet with him and tell him that if he would like to come in and talk to us about it, we're willing
It would be
to,
helpful that we have a conversation.
yep, okay?
Well, I would assume sewer nor water would be provided by us out there.
Yeah, well, we don't want to assume.
Agreed.
I mean, we want to, that needs to be spelled out,
Okay,
so that they don't, so we don't spend a lot of money on surveying and appraisals and find out, oh, well, I didn't know that. you know.
yeah, okay.
We'll have wasted a lot of money. We're not turning anybody loose on this that will cause us to have fees if we don't have an understanding that the county will not be providing sewer or water to the
I'm
site.
glad you brought it
And
up.
see, it may affect the selection of the location for the parcel that they get from the county out at the county home property.
Okay,
So we need to get everybody together.
thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, that's all I have. Don't need to require any action, just to.
So we're not doing anything with the MOU today?
Pardon me?
We're not doing anything with the MOU today?
No.
No, it should not be signed as it is without, it needs to be edited before we,
Do you have it?
he's got it.
Oh, you got it?
I haven't. I've been trying to get hold of him, but he's been over the road truck
Okay.
driving, so he couldn't sign it until tonight, he said. So
So-
it's not signed yet at all.
So, December 1st? Is that when we're doing it?
If he could come in on the 1st of December, that would be my suggestion.
This is the one last hole in the whole, well,
Yeah.
till we get our appraisal.
So
Yeah,
let me know, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay,
Friends of the Manor had a meeting Saturday morning, and they were discussing things, and I said, I'll ask Monday morning. I drive back to the Manor, and there's 2 dryers sitting there, and they're gas dryers. The ones we took out, the Friends of the Manor took out and replaced them with new ones. And their exact comment was, well, we don't own those. You need to ask the county if we can either, number one, sell them for scrap, use it for some other money for something for the Manor, or if we can get rid of them. We need to get rid of them. They're just sitting there, they're not doing any good, and they're not looking real
Hunter
nice.
said something to Hunter about
What?
picking them up. Hunter usually comes and gets them and they scrap them.
Okay.
So I said something to him about them.
So that's number one. Number two is, I guess, we're involved in the lighting out there, right? They tell me they're about 2,500 short, or they think they're about 2,500 short on the lighting. I would like to try to get that to move along, like these lights here, they pull, 60 watts, and one's replacing either 128 or 160. The lighting out there is an issue for the older people, number one. Number two, I like the fact that the lighting will pull half the juice it did before, that it'll put a lot less draw on the old wiring that's there. So I guess, what do we need to do? What does the Friends of Manor need to do if we're going to, you know, besides make sure it's all right with Kim, to be able to replace the lighting in the Manor?
the
You guys
pro,
already approved it when I brought the projects before you before. You approved it, but it got tabled because they didn't get the grant money for it. So now they got the grant money for it, so now it's back on the table.
And they're $2,500 in the whole, or
she just said
more?
we have the grant
No,
money
I
for
said,
it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to convince them to move on. We'll find the money. We're not asking for money.
No,
Yeah, they have
I
all the
know, but
grant
you
money,
said you
like
were, they were
2,500 bucks.
25, but yeah.
And we may change things around a little bit. You know, I went through Kim let me go through the Manor Saturday afternoon. And of course, they got replaced the lights in the basement. But one thing we missed is the exit lights. Exit lights need to be the new exit lights. It's got the lights on them, so when the juice goes out, you can see to get out the door. So I think we might have to shift a little money around and maybe do that, and maybe do the basement, you know, a month or two later. I think the most important part in there is to get the exit lights. You know, right now, all I got is, you know, when the electric goes out, your exit lights are out. And you need the new ones that got the battery backed up. You got 30 minutes to be able to get out. I think those are more important than
There aren't any of those out there now?
no, they're just.
All these years I've been looking at that and didn't realize it.
They still light up. Some of them still light up, but we do need some.
They light up, but when electricity's out, they're out.
Oh, like we have, right behind you there, we have a light up exit light out of here.
Out before, and that's when I went around and counted the security lights and the exit lights that are needed that weren't lit up or not working.
Yeah. I think that's more important than maybe putting fixtures in the basement. Or just I think we've got a real good opportunity here to make the Manor work. You've got some great people working here. They've been working on the units out there, getting them painted and moving along, and I'd like to move the electric along too, with make sure that we're on the same page. The problem we've had years ago, the commissioner's not on the same page with everybody out there. The commissioner needs to know what's going on, and everybody needs to be on the same page on what's happening.
Yeah.
Or that's my feeling anyhow. And you know, this is not cost the county anything for lighting. This is our project. We're
Now-
just asking permission to be able to coordinate with Kim to get it done.
Now, Kim, I know, and I can't recall who exactly made the presentation. I think Dave was in here, and maybe Teresa was in here too. And there was like 4 different grants. I know one was for some flooring.
Yeah, there's 4 different ones. One was for the lighting, one was for redoing the dining room, kitchen area.
Right.
The flooring one that they already completed.
Okay.
And the other one was for the project of the aluminum can thing to be built on the property so people can drop them off and then.
Okay.
Away.
All right.
So they did get the flooring done that they wanted to do in the coke room and in the back area where our freezers were at.
Mm-hmm.
It did not get the grant for the dining room, kitchen remodel, flooring, everything. At that point, they didn't have the grant for the LEDs. I mean, they had RUC come out, we had a bunch of people come out. They didn't get the grant for that, but they've got it now.
Okay.
So this is what they're wanting to proceed. Go ahead and do it.
So you just need our permission to proceed?
That's what we're trying to be very open with that, that's what we'd like to have, yes. And it's not gonna be easy, and it's probably, who's doing it? Can't think of the guy doing it. Shane Chapman's doing it, of course, he's very familiar with the manor out there and everything in there.
Yeah,
By
I
the time
think,
you get things ordered, get moving, I could see it'd be a couple months yet, there's no sense of waiting another month, but you get things ordered, get moving. I don't like government's too slow.
I think we made those approvals back when we first saw those, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did, and he's just wanting to let you know, hey, they got the money
Okay.
now, they want to start, make sure you guys
And
are
then,
okay that they
and then
start.
on the end of that though, there's a possibility we might be able to pick up a couple $100 and sell them the old lights. Is that okay with the county? If we disassemble the old lights and take them, sell them and bring the money back to use for the manor? You know, last job I did in Wade Lake yet, we got like $300 or $400 out of the old lights. And then, you know, I want to make sure, as they said Saturday, these are not our lights, they belong to the county. You gotta ask the county first if you can sell them.
I didn't get the last thing there that you said.
Well, the old lights you take down are heavy metal, maybe you'll get $300 or $400, but we might be able to take them and sell them and use for something else out there. Is it okay if we take your lights and sell them and take the money and use for something else in the manor? The old light fixtures.
It's fine with me. Do we have any problem
I'm
with it?
good with that.
Normally, the
It's something we
funding,
felt like we should ask.
funding has to come through the county.
We appreciate that.
Funding has to come through the county. If you sell something out there, and the funding has to come to the county.
Yeah, because a Hunter takes our washers and dryers and stuff, and they scrap them, and they get money for them, but I don't know where the money goes, it must go general or something.
You bring them to us,
I'm
right?
about to say, yeah, we have a big bin to roll off at the shop that we throw everything in, and when you need something picked up, it goes in there, and then the money does come up here.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah, I just
It has to
remember
come through the
that.
county.
All right.
for hunt salvage.
Everybody talks faster than I think, so I got problems here.
I am saying that if he sells something, the county, and it's the county's, then the county has to receive the money.
Okay.
And if he does that, then you'll have to tell us where to, it's not a donation, so it'd have to go in the regular, which might help the salary part.
Okay.
So we could bring the money back and potentially use for the balance of lighting or something for the manor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no right now, because if it goes into 4,900, that's the only thing that's spent out of there is for salaries until it gets in the black. So you might wanna wait a while, maybe January to sell them.
That's why we ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm protecting
Well,
your money, but I'm also
And that's why
protecting
we,
us, so.
yeah, coordinate it as efficiently as we can.
If you sell them in January, and that way you can bring your money in, and hopefully she will be in the black. In the 4,900,
Right.
you see what I mean? If not, it's gonna get lost in the 4,900.
It's gonna get used like that, and
Well, it's not gonna even get used, it's gonna just help the negative amount. Okay, so that's my suggestion.
Wait a minute, now, make sure that old Bill understands this. Now, you are saying if we take down the existing lighting, you may be able to sell it or scrap it and
Scrap it, get some money out of it.
scrap it and get money out of it, which that money would have to go into what, the general fund?
No, into
No,
the
the-
Carroll Manor Fund.
Into the Carroll Manor Fund.
4,900.
And then you're saying there's a problem with paying it back to,
Right,
Potentially, because it's so short now, and payroll is coming out of that.
they're 30
She doesn't want it to go in there
and get lost.
this year and get lost in there with payroll going out until potentially it gets a positive,
An amount.
an amount
Which is
in
only
there.
how
like
many
six-
thousands of dollars are we talking about here?
Oh, I think you probably get, able to get $500 out of them.
$500.
We just thought $500 to buy 5 exit lights, or 4 exit lights, you know.
Yeah.
It's our thoughts, but see, we're not thinking like government thinks.
Well, I'm thinking $500 will pay for her utility bills.
We just have to make sure that we spend that $500 or whatever it turns out to be back with the manor again.
I
Which-
understand that, but you're just getting deeper in the hole. I mean, they're $30,000 in the hole right now. before payroll, or after payroll this time. And we have made a pact that the only thing that we are going to pay out there is salaries, because I have to spend that.
Mhm.
And we look like we're gonna donate, the Friends of Manor donate the lights, and then you're taking the old ones back, we give you the new ones, we'll at least get the salvage value out of the old ones, to use back for the manor, our opinion.
We'll take those old ones out and put them in a storage area and then sell them in January.
That don't sound like the right thing to do.
Okay, well,
I wanna make sure that we're doing it the way the county wants it done.
Ted, could we declare the old lighting out there that they take down to be
Surplus property.
surplus property? That's
What do
the
you
term.
think, how much is it, do you think? it's-
$500 worth?
Yes, you can do that right now.
That's what I thought. Okay. And then what happens to the $500?
Well, it goes into the general fund,
and that's fine, but then it has to be appropriated,
yeah.
so.
yeah. If it wasn't purchased with a donation of somebody that was earmarked for the Carroll Manor,
How old are they?
then it's a county asset, and the money from the asset goes into the general fund, which could be, additionally appropriated at it for
Yeah,
its
and that
similar
would
to-
work.
Pardon me?
I said that would work, because those lights are so old that nobody here has bought them.
No.
They're long gone, I'm sure.
So the motion would be to declare that lighting surplus property and authorize it to be, what do you want to do?
Appropriated back to the Carroll Manor?
No, what's to happen to the lighting?
But they wanted to put up new lighting, and they was just wondering if that $500 or whatever it
Well,
brings
it'd have
to.
to go back through the appropriation process, because if the lighting wasn't donated by somebody, if it was taxpayer.
It could be put in the county general.
Yes.
Cash line,
Yeah.
and then you guys could say,
Appropriate it back out.
well, not really appropriate it, but just say that it could be spent out of unappropriated funds because of the sale of the lights,
Okay.
Okay, so-
It's scrapped, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is his
Figure it
motion
out.
gonna be?
To declare the lighting at Carroll Manor surplus property to be scrapped, and to request the council he's gonna sell it.
He's gonna sell it, and he's gonna bring that money in, we're gonna receipt it in to county general, and then they can,
Okay, to declare the lighting fixtures surplus property and authorize them to be sold, and that the proceeds, then I'll let Beth finish it. What do you want done with it?
Proceeds will go back into the general, the
fund,
cash
to be-
general
to
fund.
be- With the request that they be reappropriated for new lighting?
No?
Nope.
I would just say to be paid out of unappropriated funds, because
Right.
that's where you're putting it.
Mhm.
I can check with Jackie and see exactly what it should say. Or state board accounts, probably.
Okay, I will make a motion that the old lighting that will be replaced at the manor be considered surplus, and then to be scrapped, and the proceeds come back into the cash line item in the general fund to later be utilized out of unappropriated usage.
I think you covered that well. Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye. Motion passed.
Okay, I do have one more thing.
All right.
You waited too long here. I saw my little sticky note here. At the last council meeting, they approved the jail grinder, but they didn't want to take it out of county general.
Wait, they approved the what?
The jail, the grinder,
The grinder for the
Yes.
sewer.
and they okayed it, but not out of county general. So they made a motion to take it out of cum cap. Now, you can't just do that, so I did advertise it for this Thursday. I just want to make sure that it's okay with you, since cum cap is in your jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm. So we need a motion on that.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we allow the council,
Request to the council, isn't it?
request the council, take money out of cum cap for the jail grinder.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye. Motion passed. Last chance. Motion to adjourn.
So moved?
We are adjourned. Thank you.
You made the motion?
Yeah.
What a way to spend a morning. They canceled it, right?
A little chilly in here.
Oh.
Yeah. Come back for the show. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
The